My best friend abandoned his kid, then demanded her back at my wedding. I was 19 when I met Harper. We were part of the same chaotic little friend group in college, late-night ramen runs, movie marathons on dorm floors, swapping dumb jokes until we cried laughing. Harper was light, not in the superficial way, but in that way some people are just brighter. She made the worst days feel worth getting through. I fell hard. My best friend, Dylan, encouraged me to ask her out, even helped me plan the perfect timing after midterms. I still remember how he said, "If you don't do it now, you're gonna regret it forever." But I didn't do it. I hesitated. Then came that party. I left early, exhausted. And the next morning, everything was different. Harper looked at me like I was a stranger, and Dylan avoided my eyes. A few weeks later, Harper announced she was pregnant, and Dylan was the father. Just like that, the two people I trusted most were tied together by something I could never compete with. But here's the thing, Dylan disappeared, said he couldn't do it, dropped out, blocked everyone, vanished off the face of the earth. And Harper? She was broken, scared, alone. I stepped in, not because I felt obligated, but because I still loved her. Even after everything, I couldn't stand the thought of her going through it without someone in her corner. Her family cut her off when they learned I went to every doctor's appointment, held her hand during labor, fed her ice chips while she cursed the world. And when Hazel was born, tiny and perfect, I was the one who cut the cord. I stayed because I wanted to. Because over those first few months, Harper and I grew into something real. Something soft and complicated and deeply human. We didn't rush it. We took our time. Eventually, we fell in love. 3 years later, Hazel was our flower girl, scattering petals with chubby little fingers and smiling so wide her cheeks couldn't contain it. The wedding was small, intimate. Just close friends, a few relatives, and a quiet backyard strung with fairy lights. I was finally about to marry the love of myself. Adopt the daughter who called me Dada, and make everything official. I had the adoption papers ready to sign after the vows. That was the plan, until Dylan walked in. He didn't sneak in. He barged through the garden gate in a suit that didn't fit, looking far too smug for a man who hadn't so much as sent a birthday card. At first, I thought he was crashing as some sick joke, but then he raised his voice and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, that he was here to claim his daughter. Everyone went silent. Harper gasped. I stepped forward, and asked Dylan what the hell he thought he was doing. He said he had a right to his child, that he'd had a change of heart, that family matters more than fear. And that he wouldn't let me take that from him. I asked where the hell he was when Harper sobbed in a hospital bed. Where he was when Hazel took her first steps, had her first fever, needed someone to rock her through a nightmare. He didn't answer. Harper just stood there, then ran away. I had to deal with the fallout of an unfinished wedding. That night, she told me she needed time. A few days later, she sat me down and said, with tears in her eyes, that she couldn't deny Hazel a relationship with her real father. She said she had to try, even if it hurt. She told me I'd always be special to her, but she couldn't stop wondering what Hazel would think if she didn't at least give Dylan a chance. I waited for her to say she'd still choose me, that we could still be together. But she didn't. She didn't ask me to stay. I felt something inside me crack. I told her she was making a mistake. That I couldn't believe after everything. She'd picked the man who abandoned them both. She said it wasn't that simple. But to me, it was. She chose someone who left over. Someone who stayed. I asked if I could still visit Hazel. And she told me she didn't think that would be fair to Dylan. Fucking Dylan. And Hazel. She didn't understand why I stopped coming by. She cried when Harper told her I wasn't going to tuck her in anymore. I heard through a mutual friend that she asked if she had done something wrong. That shattered me more than anything else. I loved Harper. I loved Hazel like she was my own. I was ready to spend my life with them. But some people only see what they've lost once it's gone. I didn't lose them. They let me go. And now, I'm just trying to pick up the pieces of a future that never happened.